Hello guys, welcome back to Totally Rad Reselling.
Access granted.
Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a quick showing of just a load of t-shirts I've just picked up in a charity shop. I didn't get any footage, it's a really small charity shop and I couldn't bothered. Plus there was just so many things to look through that I just sort of wanted to grab them before anyone else did. So, what we're talking about today are vintage t-shirts, and in particular, single stitch. Now, single stitch t-shirts, basically it's a way of how they stitched up the sleeves, I believe, and they stopped doing them single stitch back in the 90s, early mid 90s. I learned about this actually from, I think, mentioned in Chatty Pete's videos way back when I started watching him a while ago, and also Retro Jamie's. If you don't follow either of them and you're interested in like just vintage or any type of clothing reselling, then check out their channels. They are amazing. You probably already do anyway. So yeah, single stitch t-shirts. This is the first time I found them. I've been waiting to find them since watching their videos in a charity shop myself, and I finally did. They might not necessarily be the style of t-shirt I was wishing to find, but nonetheless they're pretty cool. So how many did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I bought 7 t-shirts. Also at the end of this is also another vintage clothing item of a brand to just make you aware of, which I'll show you as well, which I got in the same little shopping trip. So the first one I'll show you. So I've got an example of single stitch and then an example of, I guess, double stitch, or sort of the sort of t-shirts we get nowadays. So anyway, all the t-shirts have got a similar theme, but I think they're different brands. They're beer, I think they're all beer or alcohol related. So some person really liked this sort of stuff. So this one's a Heineken t-shirt. What's it say? Cannot reach parts other beers, refreshes the Heineken. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to read it or say it. I don't know, confusing. But yeah, so they got that nice sort of design there. I paid £3 for every t-shirt here. They were all £3. Now this one actually has the label, so that's actually new with tags, I guess, new old stock. So there's going to be varying different types of labels here as well. You're going to find these are the types of like the t-shirts that were released back in the 90s. This one is Screen Stars, what's that say? Best. Screen Stars Best label, and it's an extra large size. So yeah, pretty cool. The single stitch relates to this here. I'm going to show you. So on the sleeve, it's literally one line of stitching, as opposed to what we have nowadays, the double stitch. So let's find that one to show you. Okay, so this is the double stitch t-shirt. So this is actually quite a cool design, actually. I quite like this. Pure Chill. It's Holston Pills. I'm guessing this is the perfect temperature for it, maybe? I don't know. The label's quite cool as well. So this actually might not be vintage. I don't know if it's vintage or not. But I thought the design was cool, so I just grabbed it anyway. So, if you look on the sleeve here, you'll see there the double stitch. So there's 2 lines of stitching. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I have absolutely no idea on the value of that one, particularly. Because like I say, I don't know how old it is. I'll do some research, see if I can find any comps or find anything about it, and we'll see. So I think single stitch, apparently people just say they're a better quality of t-shirt. People really love single stitch. There's people out there collecting them. Even blank ones are quite cool because I guess people might want to customize them themselves or whatever. But anything I find single stitch, I'll probably pick up if they're nice and cheap, regardless of what's on them, to be honest with you. So this one here is Pilsner tea. Is that Tetley's? Tetley's? I don't know. I'm not I don't actually drink alcohol, so I'm really not familiar with beer and alcohol. But this one's quite cool. It's got like a silvery sort of finish there behind on the tea. I think it says, oh yeah, T-shirt. That's actually quite clever. That's quite a good one. This one is on a Fruit of the Loom tag, and it's just styled in the USA, so I'm presuming it's made in the USA. which is pretty cool. Oh, no, made in Ireland, actually. Styled in the USA. But yeah, that's actually a really cool one. Again, £3. So every t-shirt, £3. I'm thinking probably going to be looking at maybe £20 each. I don't know. I really need to research. I kind of just bought them in the excitement of finding single stitch. Another Heineken one, Sporting Challenge winner. And on the back, it's got a print as well, which says, only Heineken fans can do this. Okay, so that's cool. And the tag on that one is just an American style t-shirts tag. Again, extra large. So they're all single stitch, these ones. The only one that wasn't single stitch was that Heineken. No. Holston Pills one. This one feels thinner. This is a thinner sort of t-shirt. And this one essentially is older. This is Webster's Yorkshire Bitter. So that is literally a very sort of, yeah, understated t-shirt. There's not a lot on that. Literally just that little hit there. Webster's Bitter, Yorkshire Bitter. There's a couple of marks on this one I've just noticed on the back, but I think this is the oldest of all the t-shirts by looks at it. The tag really does look old. It's another Screen Stars tag, XL. One of them I showed earlier had a mark. The Tenants one's got like a brown mark on it here, but I think that's going to come off. It looks like it's going to come off. I just bought them with that chance. I'm going to put them all through the wash, all the ones that got marks on through the wash. Thought I'd take a punt on them anyway. This one, Worthington Best Bitter. Quite just a standard one, really. Standard lettering, not much to that one. This one feels a bit more premium, the cotton. And if you look at the tag, it's another Screen Stars tag, but it's a premium Screen Stars tag. And the last one, now I'm really actually unsure about this one. I need to do research on this, or you can tell me in the comments. Design's pretty cool. Look, you don't get if you don't ask. Get a life, get an attention, get my attention, get an XD. Now I don't know if that is an Alco Pop or if that is beer. I think it's an Alco Pop from back sort of like the 90s. Again, that is single stitch. Yep. And the tag is a Hanes Beefy Tea. I've never heard that one actually. Again, that's an extra large. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So I couldn't leave all those behind. There was one or two other ones, but they weren't single stitch. They probably still were vintage, but they have marks on them and the designs weren't that great. So I thought I'd just go with those ones and see how we go. So I'd like to think I could get about £20 each for most of those t-shirts, give or take. We'll see. I'll let you know how I get on with those. The last thing to show you is a vintage clothing item. So this is a brand that's actually quite good to look out for in charity shops if you're not familiar with it. It's going to be vintage. It's always going to be vintage if you find this, and you actually find a lot of it. I'd say every charity shop I go on, I find at least one item of this brand. But not everything from this brand is worth picking up always, and I've learnt that myself. So I picked up this shirt. I immediately looked at the pattern, saw the pattern, and thought that was pretty cool. I mean, that just looks like the sort of early to mid 90s to me. So I was fairly certain that was something I would want to pick up, depending on the price. The price was £3.50 in RSPCA. So the brand, and I'll show you the tag, is here. So obviously this one says Marks and Spencer's, but on the top there it says St Michael's from Marks and Spencer's. So St Michael was the brand from Marks and Spencer back in the before the 90s, so the probably 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and I believe they stopped doing St Michael brand in 2000. So anything you find is vintage from St Michael. Although in the last year or so they have done like a re-release of some St Michael stuff. So you probably do need to be careful. But I also checked the wash tag, wherever that is. I checked the wash tag. There's various wash tags, and you can always Google this to find out sort of around the age. On the back here, there is a Marks & Spencer PLC 93. So for me, I'd say that is definitely early 90s, around 1993 by the looks of it. It's a size large. This would probably do much better on Depop, but I really struggle with Depop. I've literally sold nothing on there, although, you know, I've half-heartedly sort of listed a few things, but yeah, would probably be better on Depop, but I would just be putting this on eBay, maybe Vinted, but probably eBay, and I would push maybe for sort of £20-ish mark again on that, maybe less, we'll see. Hopefully though, that is achievable. So definitely a good brand to look out for. I have bought lots of like St. Michael, just like bulk standard shirts, like check shirts. I got one in the packaging. It was just like a normal sort of blue, almost like it's a work shirt, something you wear to an office, like a blue shirt. I bought it. It was in the original packaging and folded up and everything. And I actually sold that in the end, but it did hang around for quite a while. And then I have had a few various other St. Michael shirts that have hung around, but they're kind of just sort of your bog standard, real officey type sort of shirts, check shirts and that. But things like this, I find do sell. Jumpery type stuff sells. I've got like I had a body warmer type thing that sold. So, you know, some of this stuff might sit around, but it will sell eventually. And it's, like I say, you can normally find it cheap, and you can always find it quite often in charity shops. So keep an eye out for St. Michael brand. Okay guys, that's the video. Tried to keep this one a bit shorter this time. Hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the t-shirts that I found and the shirt. Is St. Michael's a brand that you're familiar with, and what sort of things St. Michael do you pick up? And yeah, let me know what you thought about the single stitch t-shirts. If you could leave this video a thumbs up, give it a like, that would be fantastic. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. I'll try and put out a video every week, reselling related. I want to try and push the sort of content to be a little bit more varied. That's a work in progress. So yeah, if you want to check out future videos, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, and then you'll know when I upload a video. Okay guys, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take it easy.
Hey man, I ain't getting on no airplane, and that's it.
Baldy.